Hi friends, welcome to the day 18 of my 25 days of Christmas tutorial series. This time I'll be making a paper candy box that also looks a lot like old-time circus marquee. To create the shape of the box, I'll be combining the dies from the lantern die set as well as from the castle die set from the latest Paper Discovery release. I did some die cutting and I've created one base of the box plus 5 sides. We are also going to need this star shape to create the lid for the box. Those triangles are actually from another die set. I will have a link in the description down below for all the products that I used. This triangle shape is from one of the previous collections. You can also create one by hand. Now I'm going to trim down this die cut to the size of my box like this, and it's going to fit onto the green side later on. Before I start assembling the box, I'm going to add some decorations to the sides, and for this I'll be using liquid pearls. The color is copper. You can use any other dimensional acrylic paint that you have. So what I'm doing now is I'm creating freehand lines just around the outlines of this shape at a very small distance from the edge. You don't have to try to be perfect here, because the paint is really thick. The line turns out to be a bit beady, and that gives it even more metallic look. I'm going to repeat this process on all the 5 sides of the box. I'm not drawing lines along the top of the box since that part will be covered up later on. Next, I'm also going to trace all the red triangles exactly the same way. And then I'm moving on to the lid of the box, and I'm going to trace each side, which is that little triangle, with the same medium liquid pearls. And finally, I'm also going to decorate the top of the box, and I'm tracing this little rectangle with the liquid pearls, and then I'm going to hand draw the trellis pattern. Again, it absolutely doesn't have to be perfect. It's that freehand, handmade feel that we are going for. I'm going to repeat this process for all the sides of the box, and then I'm going to let everything dry for a few more minutes. Now let's go ahead and assemble the box. You might notice that the bottom has the tabs at all sides, and this is for attaching it to the walls when you are using it on shapes like this project. But since we are using only the top part, we are not going to need the tabs, so I'm trimming them off. Next, I'm going to attach the red triangles onto green sides of the box. I'm applying the glue only at the top of this banner shape, and this is because otherwise it will be hard to bend. Once I have the triangles attached, I'm going to use the liquid pearls again, and I'm going to create a couple of additional copper outlines, just like this. And now it's time to add even more decorations. I've die cut a couple of snowflake shapes, the bigger ones and the smaller ones, out of gold mirror cardstock. And again, the die sets that those snowflakes come from are listed down below in the description. Now I'm applying some liquid glue, and I'm attaching each larger snowflake onto each red banner. The smaller snowflakes will go onto the lid of the box. So again, I'm going to attach each snowflake onto each point of that little star. Next step is folding down all the crease lines that are created by the dies. And by the way, the cardstock that I'm using for this project, it's just a pastel paper that I got from the local art supply store. but generally you can use any medium weight cardstock, not a super heavy duty one, because that one will be hard to bend. Next, I'm going to start connecting all the sides of the box, and I'm going to go with the hot glue. If you are working slowly, you can apply the glue at a couple of tabs at a go, then hold them down for a few seconds and then apply the glue onto the next 2 or 3 tabs. But once you get the hang of it and you can work quicker, you can apply the adhesive onto all 5 tabs and start attaching the next element. Keep going the same way until you have all 5 sides in place, and then attach the last one onto the first one. Now when I have the dome assembled, you can totally keep the red banners sticking out if you want to, but I have decided to stick them down. So I'm applying just 1 dot of glue at the end of this triangle, and I'm sticking it down onto the side of the box. Now it's time to attach the bottom of the box, and since the glue is very quick drying, I'm applying it only at the 2 sides, and I'm sticking down the dome. Once the 2 sides are attached, I'm applying the adhesive onto the remaining 3 sides, and I'm holding them down for a few seconds until the glue sets up. You can also use a bone folder or a pen to press down the tabs onto the base from the inside of the box. Now I'm also connecting the tabs at the top of the box, and then I'm going to assemble the lid. I'll be applying some thin double-sided tape onto all of the 5 tabs of this shape, and then I'm going to trim down the very tips of each point of this star. This way I'm going to create a little hole at the top of this pyramid. Then I'm going to peel off the liner from 1 tab, and I'm going to attach the 2 sides together. And now I'm going to use this piece of ribbon and create a loop, and this loop is going to work as a handle for the lid of the box. So I have folded the ribbon in half and tied a knot at the end of the ribbon. Then I'm trimming down the tails, I'm applying some liquid glue onto the knot only, and I'm sticking it down right inside the box, so that the loop is sticking out from the little hole at the top. Once the handle is attached, I have peeled off the liner from the remaining tabs, and I'm going to connect all the remaining sides, and this is the shape that we should get. I'd like this lid to be connected to the box, so I'm going to create a loop. I simply made a square out of red paper that is 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 inches. I'm folding it in half, and then I'm going to attach one side of it to the lid. Then I'm applying the glue onto the other half of the hinge, and I'm sticking it down inside the box like this. And now you can pull at the ribbon loop and open up the box. At this point my box is nearly finished because I'm still going to add more decorations. I'll be using this bag of golden jewels. Those are of course made of plastic, and I'm going to attach them all over my box. I'm attaching the largest ones onto the largest snowflakes. The smaller ones will go to the centers of the small snowflakes. To attach the small elements like jewels or sequins, I'm always using a precision applicator bottle and a pickup pencil. Now it's time to add even more jewels here and there, and of course you can add as few or as many as you want to. This time I decided to add as many as I possibly can. And this is what the finished project looks like. It's rather big, and a box like this is going to hold a decent amount of candy. You just have to make sure you use the wrapped ones, or at least the ones that are not sticky. I hope you enjoyed today's project. Thank you so much for watching. The next one is coming out really soon, and I hope to see you then. Bye bye.